All right, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Uncle Bing Bong's Can of Worms, where I talk about everything toxic, what's happening, what's coming soon, blank stuff, whatever's relevant, any new stuff that's going on with me or my buddies, and try to add value for you guys. So there'll be a topic. I'll have some homies on here to discuss the topics. Not really guest podcast or nothing, just something cool. My buddy Nick got me this freaking board that cost too much. So, I mean, it cost a lot. Like that much. You know what I mean? So we're going to use this as much as we can. But anyways, so first off, first episode. Today, Swimbait Underground dropped their Golden Shiner DRT series. So they've done a print one before. This is a new one. I've seen some comments because it does look similar to the full moon. Well, I have a full moon right here. And I have their new one. So I don't know if you see that, but the new one is much more gold, no translucence or sparkles, and it really flashes on the retrieve, right? That gold really hits side to side. So everybody knows the low float's a great bait. Joker's a great wake bait. But the bait that I throw the most from the DRT lineup myself, since I make toxics and I have other stuff, is the high float tiny clash. So I'm going to just tell you about the high float tiny clash and how I fish it real quick. So everybody knows you could just pull or if you don't know, because DRTs are so versatile, you could just pull these out of the box and throw them and reel them in and catch fish. Like literally stock out of the box works great. Low float, pull it out, same tail, bing bong, crank it down, catch fish. So when I got the high float for the first time, I was really surprised the way it stayed up and the way it threw water. So it has kind of a rolling action, not so much of a tail back and forth. And it could be fished real slow, like walked in place. But my favorite thing to do with this bait is to fish it up top, rod tip up. I use straight braid. I use joker tail. The joker tail turned down. You can see the turn down there. And I cast it out and absolutely just smoke it in, either a few inches under the surface. With the rod tip up, it'll bulge the surface and throw water with the tail. And then as I come in, or if that's not working, I'll drop my rod tip down and crank it down a couple feet, but always going fast. Burn, pause, burn, pause. I've had some absolutely hard strikes. I haven't caught any real big fish on it, but all summer, this is like almost guaranteed catch, especially for me on the Delta low tide. The wind comes up, anything, this thing really moves water. So everyone loves the low float. We all know that this is accounted for tons of big fish, very popular. But this high float, it really has like a special place in my tackle box. And that's why I talk about it to, on videos or whatever, because it seems to me to be overlooked, or maybe people don't like to fish like that. But, I mean, when you're throwing a buzzbait, whopper plopper, you've seen guys like AR Block burning triple trouts, smacking them when the conditions allow, or it heats up and they like those fast burn retrieves up top. I think this bait is really hard to beat. It just is. So I know it's not summer and wake bait time at a lot of places, but they only come around every once in a while. And since, the high floats aren't the best sellers, usually vendors don't order a ton. So they're still kind of hard to get after they sell out sometimes. So if you want a great wake bait that performs at speed and a shallow crank down that's proven, don't pass up on the high float, especially in this color. The bright gold on this really flashes when this comes in on its side. With that white belly, it gives a contrast to the black on the back. Solid color from Swimbait Underground as usual. It's in their Golden Shiner suite. They always do Golden Shiner. That's like their deal. Pretty universal. You guys know I'm a fan. So also, if you guys haven't checked them out, I'm always rocking these. These are the Swimbait Underground Electric Collab, JJFs or whatever they call them now. These are with the green lenses. These are my favorite with the green lenses. I'm always rocking those JJs and electrics. It's either the underground version or the normal version. I forgot what the other ones. the names of the other ones that I used to rock all the time. I have those two in the yellow lenses, the Tank Commanders, whatever we always call them because they're big. But yeah, so if you need a good pair of glasses going into spring, especially with all these clouds, the yellow lenses or the green lenses really shine. So there we go. Another plug for Underground. Some dope stuff. So anyways, that happened today. Sign on, grab a high float, and then what's on board for Toxic, you guys probably seen ABS Wade Hogs and Wade Hogs Juniors, which is the snapper. Those will be coming in spring in a couple months, whenever everything's on a timeline and I'm just sitting here waiting. That's just kind of how it goes. So, yeah, that'll be really cool. They'll be about half the price, readily available. We'll keep ordering them and keep selling them. We have limited colors for the first drop, and then as we reorder, we'll add new colors to the lineup. I'm sure you guys will love them. They really perform as good or better than the resin. They really do. I'm stoked just to be able to throw them. And Old Man River, our punch bait. I've been throwing it for years, and in the big version, we computer modeled it, scaled it down to about 5.2 inches. And if you go on Instagram, you could see the videos. We'll have some videos up here once I get my production molds. But it has real natural undulating motions to it. Weightless. It glides down great. On the back of a jig, it's great. On a punch, it's great. Most soft plastics are versatile like that. But with this, it stands straight up on the bottom, and it's just proven to get bites when other stuff doesn't. You can also pinch off the big rear section that's like a split paddle tail, and it fishes like a chunk or a jig trailer without that big thing. So it's versatile. We'll try to keep those affordable as we can since we're a small shop, but we'll be making those in-house for now. We'll see how you guys like them. We're starting with the 5-inch. We have a 4-inch, and we have the original 6.5 or 6.7, whatever the original one is. But the first one to come will be the 5-inch. So yeah, this was the first little just tester. It looks like we're about 8 minutes or so. We're not going to do a long one. The next one I'm going to do on line through swim baits. Just some tips. They've been around a long time. I know it's a hot topic. There's a lot of conversation swirling around products. I'm just going to tell you guys what I've been successful with and how I've fished them, some good options, try to help you guys out if you're new to it, or if you're not, and maybe I'll say something that you didn't know. So anyways, yeah, so good first episode, I guess. Hopefully I can edit this down. Give myself a round of applause. We got all kinds of cool sound effects here. Hopefully we can get some guests that we can shut up with this,